Family, 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 family. How you doing? It's your brother E. Here once again to spread some positivity. So today I want to hit you with a quick message. It's a hard one. It's a tough one. But it's sure enough needed. A message about forgiveness. They say forgiveness is a release to not just the person who you're forgiving, but it's more so a release to yourself. When we harbor unforgiveness in us, it makes us sick physically on the inside, and it keeps us stuck in the place that we are in life. For example, if you ever date somebody and they always talk about their past relationships, it makes you think like, what's the point of me being here, because you're stuck back there. You haven't forgiven. You haven't moved on. And without forgiveness, healing can't take place. They say unforgiveness is like drinking a cup of poison, thinking that the other person is going to feel the effect. When we don't forgive, even if people don't ask for it, that poison stays in us. And we've been sick for too long. We've been stuck for too long. We've been in the same place for too long. It's time to forgive and move forward. I want to tell a quick story. It was this man, a rich man, back in the day, who had 2 sons. And when the man was going to die, he was going to leave his sons half of the inheritance. But one son was greedy. He was ambitious. He was selfish. He was immature. He asked his father, "Dad, I know you ain't dead yet, but let me get my share of the inheritance now so I can live my best life." And his dad agreed to it. And his dad gave him his money. And the young son, he took this money. He moved to a different city. He partied it up. He turned up. He spent this money on the club. He spent this money on promiscuous women, having fun, living the irresponsible life. Until one day, that money quickly ran out. And this son had nothing else to spend. So what he did, he had to go get a job at a pigsty, scooping pig poop. And it said he did it so much so he became sick. And he would even beg and be happy if he can eat the pig's leftovers. But then it said he came to his senses. He came to himself. He started to use his mind. He matured. He started to see what life was really about being responsible, about taking care of your bills, about taking care of your children, about being at work on time, about treating people with respect, about properly managing your money. And he decided, I'm going to go back home and I'm going to apologize to my dad for being so selfish and being so immature. And I'm going to tell my dad, "Look, Dad, I know I don't deserve to be your son no more, so just let me just be a slave, so at least I can have some food." And the young boy did that. And he was headed home. It said his father, who kept an eye out for him, when he saw his son from afar, he took off down the street at his son. The crazy thing is, back in these times, wealthy men didn't run. They was too dignified. They would walk everywhere they had to go. They would take their time because people would take care of it for them. And because they had the wealth, they had the power. So things would get done when they were ready for it to get done. But it's nothing like love. It's nothing like forgiveness. It said this wealthy, dignified man pulled up his clothes and he took off after his son. Just like how God take off after us. And it said when he got to his son, he hugged him and he kissed him. And he told his servants, "Bring my son the best clothes. Bring him some new shoes and put a ring on his hand." And he said, "Go kill the biggest bull you got so we can eat all the best steak. Because I got a reason to celebrate. My son has came home." Now, sometimes people can do us wrong and they can never apologize. And we will harbor that resentment towards them all our life, only keeping ourselves stuck. But other times, which I hope is all the time, even if they don't apologize, even if they don't recognize they're wrong, we can choose to forgive them and move on with our life. Now, in those situations to where, say you got somebody who you live with or you work with, and they just keep doing the wrong thing, it's going to have to be a daily thing for you. It's going to really test you. It's going to really take some inner strength, but it's going to make you strong, just if you was pumping weights in the weight room every day. Forgive them for your sake. Don't excuse their bad behavior. Don't think it's acceptable, but forgive them, because they're not as strong as you. They're not as wise as you. They're not as mature as you. They're not as composed as you. So you be the bigger person, regardless of what people say, and it's exhausting and draining and frustrating and unnatural as it's going to feel. You can do it. All right? Because it's going to be a reason to celebrate. Because when it's time for us to go see our daddy, because we forgive other people, he's going to forgive us. All right? So God bless you guys today. Excuse me for chewing the peanut residue I was eating as I was driving. I didn't really have time to eat a meal yet, but I wanted to get this message out before the sun went down. Somebody need to forgive. And hopefully the people we've done wrong, whether knowingly or unknowingly, will forgive us. But if not, you forgive, and forgive. And move forward. You got this. You can do it. I love you. God bless you. I'm out of here.